Hi, I'm Ryan F. Gassian, and this is Canada and the World, a progressive channel devoted to Canadian and world politics. I'll be tackling some of the most controversial issues of the day with an emphasis on how they affect Canadians. Please support my channel by subscribing and hitting the like button below. Remember, if you press the little bell, you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And you would be helping me considerably if you share it via the share button. Every month, I spend $24. $24 for the drugs I need to remain emotionally stable, to live a life that is not consumed constantly by anxiety and paranoia. In the United States, the cost for similar meds would be around $1,688.62 a month. That's more than I get from ODSP. That's more than what I was making as a telemarketer. I bring this up because Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has just signed the NAFTA 2.0 agreement alongside Donald Trump. If the new trade deal becomes law, what would that mean for Canadians, particularly those dependent on prescription drugs? When driving to the dentist the other day, a man jaywalked. He was far away. I wasn't even close from hitting him, and yet the mere thought that I might produced an anxiety attack. For the next 2 hours, I imagined myself being arrested and spending the remainder of my life behind bars. Over and over again, this thought played out in my head. Yet as bad as it was, it paled to what I would have experienced if I hadn't been taking my meds. For millions of Canadians, medication isn't a convenience, something we can go without. No, our lives would get drastically worse. Some, not me personally, but other people, say those with a heart condition could even die. Right now, the new NAFTA deal would lengthen exclusivity of certain brand name drugs coming from the United States, meaning it will be longer before a generic version becomes available. The reason I spend $24 a month is because one of my drugs is new and there is no generic version for it. The health plan I have from my government covers generic drugs, but not most brand names. Now, being on ODSP, I'm on a fixed income, so while $24 might seem nothing to some, it's a significant expense to me. Every purchase is a major expense, even if it's just a cup of coffee. During the campaign, Trump said he would bring the cost of prescriptions down. One way to do this, or so the pharmaceutical companies claim, is to extend the patents on existing brand name drugs. Apparently, we Canadians have been freeloading on the Americans, forcing their drug companies to increase their prices to cover the cost of innovation. Yet there is a problem with this logic. Corporations must make a profit. And if it costs more to make the drug than when they get back for selling it, then it makes no sense for them to sell to Canadians. The fact that they are selling drugs to Canadians shows that it is profitable, just not as much as it would be in the United States. Also, we have no reason to believe that they would lower prices in the US if we Canadians were to raise prices here. Take the example of Turing Pharmaceuticals. It bought Darprin, a drug that has been on the market since 1953. For $55 million. The medication helped people suffering from AIDS. It had no generic alternative. Overnight, it went from $13 per pill to $750 per pill, an increase by a factor of 56. There was no explanation, other than the fact that the company could because there were no generic alternatives. If anything, this example shows what happens when you allow a drug to go too long without a generic options. Prices go up, not down. So, why are drugs so much more expensive in the United States? It's not because of innovation. Countries around the world innovate. Hell, Communist Cuba invented the first cancer vaccine. No, the reason drug prices are so high is that the pharmaceuticals own Washington. No one donates more to political campaigns than Big Pharma. Washington is not allowed to negotiate drug prices, as is in the case in Canada and elsewhere. That's why our drugs are so cheap. The federal government buys them in bulk and sells them at a discount. Again, if drug companies weren't profiting from this arrangement, they wouldn't be selling in Canada. This provision in the new trade deal won't help Canadians or Americans, just Big Pharma. Justin Trudeau is doing a disservice by saying that this deal will benefit Canadians. It will not. He is kowtowed to Donald Trump's demands. We should expect higher drug prices in the years to come. So, do you agree with me? Is this deal terrible for Canadians? Please let me know in the comment section below, and please hit the subscribe button, as well as give me a like. Oh, and please visit my website at www.darknessinamerica.com, where you can read short stories that take place before my upcoming novel, Darkness in America. My story is about a future United States where people live in fear of inquisitors, telepathic assassins who police the populace for thought crimes.